Welcome to our live series, and we are discussing with Brad Field.
Matt Field is taller, slightly better looking brother.
All right, take two.
Oh, you can put in that part.
Welcome to our live series, and I'm with Matthew Field. Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
And we are going to be talking about friends and choosing friends. And I think, Matt, when you look at young people today, friends are so important.
Yeah.
And I suppose for a variety of reasons.
Mm.
But when you consider the influence that friends have in you, either a positive influence or negative influence, it's critical you choose the right friends. And so from your experience growing up, how have you applied yourself in terms of choosing the right friends?
Well, I would say that choosing the right friends is huge these days. Very often people are in a broken family environment, more than we've ever seen in known history. And they rely on their friends a lot, as the role that sometimes their family should be playing, that security and that solidness. And I think it's never been more true when you say, take the average of your closest 5 friends, and that's you. That's what my grandpa always told me, and I found it to be quite true.
Yeah.
I found growing up in a Christian home that things were a bit different.
Yeah.
I didn't do the stuff that other people wanted to do, and not really primary school. Primary school was alright.
Yeah.
I had a few good friends, and we had great fun. We would go, just do stuff kids do, go fishing in a river, similar interests, build a lot of Lego. But high school came and things started to get different.
Yeah. And
being sure when you make 100% sure that you want to serve God, and you make that commitment, that means me not being able to do a lot of the stuff that a lot of the kids are doing.
Sure.
It's been, so that in itself alienates you from a lot of people. And kids not having the maturity to deal with that stance that you take, saying, I'm not going to do it because it's not right before God, turns into them saying, what, you think you're better than me? And I found that. So I would very often spend like lunch breaks alone and stuff like that, grade 8 and 9. Then I found some friends when I found that when you couldn't find decent, you couldn't find Christian, born-again Christian friends at school, which is often very tough. I just found decent people.
Yeah.
So people that shared the same values I did, didn't swear, didn't drink, didn't party, that kind of, that kind of behavior. They weren't shy, moral people. And that's kind of how I got through high school.
Just before you go on from there, Matt, so when you were younger, obviously your parents played a huge role in your life, and that was the bulk of your influence.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't you weren't particularly influenced by friends when you were that young.
No.
And I suppose that's where our families are so important, right?
Yeah.
That we have a solid home environment where that's where we're finding our fulfillment, and we finding our security in that environment. But as you get older, as you alluded to, friends do become more important.
Yeah.
And that foundation will then assist you in choosing the right friends at that point in time.
Well, most definitely. I found for me, I didn't feel like I desperately needed friends.
Yeah.
Because I had Brad around, I had a close family, and a close extended family as well, which played a lot as my friends.
Yeah.
Which was awesome for me. I enjoyed it, and that helped me, and that protected me a lot from going into being largely influenced by friends. Also having that foundation, as you spoke about, that growing up, I didn't want to be influenced. I had a standpoint. I knew what was right, and I didn't I wasn't easily shaken on that.
Yeah.
And that's kudos to my parents
Mm.
for setting a good example and a firm foundation. But friends did become more important.
Of course.
I remember thinking once or twice, why does no one like me?
Mm.
And it was just that stage.
Yeah.
I think, there are Christians out there feeling alone, especially at that high school level, from grade 8 to matric.
Yeah.
You'll feel weird and you'll feel different. I felt
Yeah.
at some points like a complete outcast.
Mm.
School wasn't the best time for me in my life. But, that's not just because you're Christian.
Yeah.
That's that time the children you're dealing with are children. They're not mature yet.
That's right.
And I found that as time went on, sticking strong and being myself, and not folding, brought respect.
Yeah.
People started to respect you and understand where you're going, and going into varsity when people really started to mature, set a great foundation to have really good friends and great Christian friends
Yeah.
after that.
Because even Matt, the church environment we're in, obviously, it differs from church to church, but there you could potentially find good friends. But it doesn't mean that just because you're in a church environment that you're necessarily going to find good friends, right?
Exactly. I found personally that the kids growing up, sorry if any of you guys are watching this, found them a bit different. I didn't quite, click that I had very strong friendships in the church.
Yeah.
Besides my family, so I never really had close-knit friendships like I developed with some people at varsity,
Yeah.
and like I had at home.
So I suppose for each person it would vary.
Mm.
You may find very good friends when you're young.
Yeah.
You may go through phases where you don't have friends and only find them later on in life. And so it changes, and that's how life works. It's dynamic.
Yeah.
But to always make the stand for what is right, to go God's way, regardless of whether people come along with you or not. You've got to make that stand. And it's difficult, as you said, when you're alone
Yeah.
in that stand. But yet people will respect that, Matt. So, Matt, in conclusion then, and just wrapping up for us briefly, the key points with regards to choosing the right friends.
I would say that your friends are an extension of you. Don't try to fit into a group.
Yeah.
Find a group that you feel comfortable with, that you're not striving towards. That's not really having friends. And then, most importantly, above all, pray for your friends.
Yeah.
Pray that God provides you with Christian friends, that are His will for you. And those friends will help you grow as a person and in the knowledge of Jesus Christ. And I think, that's what you're really looking for in a friend. That's a true friend, someone that takes you further on in your walk with the Lord.
Yeah. Fantastic. Matt, thanks so much. And to the viewers, I trust you're encouraged in terms of what Matt has shared with us. And as we conclude, choosing the right friends is so critical and is going to have a radical impact upon your life and the decisions you make for the rest of your life. And every decision we make is going to have a consequence. And so I trust that you'll take seriously the friends that you currently have, pray about it, and ask God to show you who the right friends are. Thank you, Matt.
And subscribe!